Howdy howdy, my name is John, and this video is a review of the book Time of the Twins by Margaret Weis and Tracy Hickman. This is the first book in the Dragonlance Legends trilogy. This review is spoiler-free for this book, but I am going to assume that you have read the Dragonlance Chronicles trilogy. Now, it's not necessary to read the Chronicles trilogy before reading this book, but I highly suggest that you do. I mentioned in my October favorites tag that the original Dragonlance Chronicles has kind of fallen for me because I have read better things since I first read the original Chronicles. One of the things I like about Weis and Hickman is they actually do get better as writers as they write more books. This book is a good example of this. I like this book better than I like any of the three of the Chronicles trilogy. The thing I like most about the Chronicles trilogy, I really like in this book as well, and that's their character work. These characters may be a little stereotypical, but they really do a great job in bringing the characters to life. Let's take Raceland and Caramon. Raceland is your stereotypical wizard who is very intelligent but has a very weak body. Caramon, on the other hand, his twin brother, is the opposite. He has a very strong body, he's a warrior, but he's not the brightest bulb. Of course, you can't have a Dragonlance novel without Tasselhoff, and he's back in his glorious ways. And really, Tasselhoff is my favorite character in this book. Your enjoyment of this book will depend on whether or not you find Tasselhoff entertaining or annoying. This novel does introduce a new character, and I have no idea how to pronounce her name. I'm going to say Crysania. Anyway, in this particular novel, Crysania is really kind of aloof. Don't really get to know her too well. However, she is a cleric of Paladin, who in this world, of course, is the good god. And really, she is a very ambitious person. And of course, this leads to what is my least favorite trope in fiction, the good girl falling for the bad boy. Sorry, I don't like this. But here again, in this novel, it's done reasonably well. This novel further explores Raceland's turn to evil and his ambitions. Really, the plot of this novel is other people's plans to stop Raceland from achieving his objective. And that's really what's one of the weak points of this book for me, is the plot development. It's there's a lot of things that happen in this novel, but it's the weaker part of the novel. The character work definitely takes precedence over the plot development work. Another thing to note here is that there's not a whole lot of world building in this novel. The authors did most of the world building in the Chronicles trilogy, which is why I do recommend reading it first. Overall, I really enjoyed this novel. I gave it 4 stars. I've seen a lot of people kind of stick their nose up at this series, and I sort of understand why. There's been a lot of developments in fantasy that have made a story like this kind of old-fashioned. But it's a lot of fun to read, and I highly recommend that you give it a try. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.